just heard that the injunction was denied!
We're ecstatic. This just really reaffirms why we are here and the fact that we have a right to be here.
A Quebec Superior Court judge on Wednesday rejected a request for an injunction to prevent pro-Palestinian activists from demonstrating within 100 meters of McGill University's buildings for a lack of demonstration of urgency, meaning the encampment that's been in place here since Saturday will remain, although McGill University said it doesn't authorize it and called for police assistance. There doesn't seem to be a police presence on Wednesday, and SPVM say they're evaluating their options and are recommending a peaceful resolution. Encampment participants celebrated the court decision and say they plan on staying here until McGill separates itself from companies they say are funding Israel's military efforts in Gaza.
We have a legal team constantly in conversation with McGill's legal team, and they have not been considering the demands that we have put forth. All they have done is ask for us to leave. We are not leaving until McGill divests.
Two McGill students filed the injunction claiming encampment members created an environment of hate on campus, alleging they have faced harassment and intimidation. In her decision, Justice Chantal Massé wrote there is no urgency for the court to intervene because the plaintiffs failed to show that the protests were causing irreparable harm and that the protesters intended to block access to exams or McGill's buildings. She did, however, invite activists to review the words used during demonstrations and to refrain from using remarks perceived as calls for violence or as anti-Semitic.
If they do not listen to the injunction, I think that says a lot about them and their lack of respect for student voices, for community voices.
After the decision was rendered, McGill President and Vice Chancellor Deep Saini wrote to the university's community that everyone has a right to protest and express their views in an appropriate manner and place. However, no one, let alone individuals from outside McGill, has the right to set up an encampment on the university's property, including the grounds. Not everyone part of the encampment is a McGill student, and the school says it must be dismantled quickly, that they've once again reached out to the lawyers retained by some McGill encampment participants to try to restart discussions. Saini continued that if members of the McGill community in the encampment permanently leave, he's committing to holding a forum with them to discuss their demands.
The fact that the University of McGill, which is it's private land, it belongs to them, is asking the SPVM to take action. Where I'm positioning myself is to say it has to be done in a coherent and rightful way and in a human way, because this is how we do things in Montreal.
Students are prepared for police to approach. We have been briefed on that, and we are not scared in any way.
In Montreal, Alyssia Rubertucci, City News.